The song he was also featured on, Jiga, was also won Best Music Video. Jiga was one of the biggest songs with AKA, was one of the biggest songs of 2019 as well.
No, I know the song.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So in terms of the momentum that he carried into 2020, you know what I mean? He also did, you know, what campaign was he doing? He was doing some Castle Light campaign. I don't know. That extra code campaign. He's an ambassador for the brand or something like that. You know what I mean? So he did all the brand deals and everything else, you know. What the thing is that he is not the guy that had an international deal.
No, so, I know this. Yeah, I was just curious of what he's done this year.
I'm just saying, he didn't have an internet. Like him winning a Sama, dude, for best rap album. That's a big deal, dude. That's like a big deal. That's a big deal. You know what I mean? If someone wins a Brits Award, it's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
If someone wins a Grammy, it's a big deal. The Samas are our Grammys.
Yeah.
You know, so he won 2 of them this year.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? He won 2 of them this year.
It's a good year for him.
Apart from the fact that from the time the last list was done, he won Hip Hop Song of the Year at the SA Hip Hop Awards. You must remember that the list is done in spring.
Okay.
Yeah, it was done in October. It was done like a month and a half ago.
Oh wait, spring is in October for you guys. Oh, okay, that's
it's on the opposite side.
That's opposite to me.
September, October.
You know? Yeah, sorry, no, that's autumn for me. But we can continue.
So you know that's the whole entire thing. And what you're seeing right now is that you've got 2 divergent styles. You've got the more authentic sounding South African rappers, and then you've got the more American sounding rappers. And you're seeing a lot of them. A lot of them are like they're popping up every day. There's a new video on Instagram of some American sounding South African rapper. Hey, is this guy gonna save South African hip hop? Is this guy gonna save South African hip hop? This guy gonna save South African? And all of them are copying this American sound because their ambitions are validated by the success they've seen guys like Nasty have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that is the influence. They are influenced by that. So the same way these American rappers are influenced by Lil Wayne, that's why they're carrying guns, that's why they're taking drugs, you know, they're overdosing. Your Mac Millers, you know what I mean? These guys are very influential people, you know. They're overdosing on drugs, but they've got millions of dollars. They're supposed to be living their dreams, but they're killing themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how? Juice WRLD, again. You know what I mean? Again, he drug overdose. He's at the top of the charts right now, but he's dead. Is that what we want to influence our South African rappers to be? To be dead and on the top of the charts? Because that's what's happening in America. If you want to copy everything from America, you're going to copy that too.
No, I listen. I mean, this is the thing, you know, it's crazy because for me, when people ask me who do I listen to from SA, you know, generally on a day-to-day basis, right? The people that I actually generally listen to myself is Black Diamond, Java, Saudi, Aries, Nasty C, aka Zuchi, you know, Flame, and people were very shocked when I said Black Diamond and Java and Saudi because obviously they don't predominantly rap in English per se, you know. And I said it's because obviously when I listen to these, to be fair, Focalistic and Ricky Rick is another 2 that I've listed lately, and Doughboy as well. Doughboy, I can't say his name. Magara Doughboy, yeah. So these are the people in that, you know, and the reason why I like listening to them is because to me sometimes it's not always about what is said in the music. It's just about the feeling of the beat and the feeling of the delivery. You know, can I feel the message that they're trying to get through? Does it hype me? Does it calm me? You know what I mean? So the point I'm trying to make here is, for me personally, you know, when it comes to the sound of what people should be making, I'm more than happy. I mean, realistically, in a perfect world, 100%, I would rather people in SA sound, you know, in a specific way, like in a Black Diamond way or in a Saudi way, you know. But I would like that because when I listen to them, it makes me feel like I'm still at home. It makes me feel like I'm still in Africa, you know. But at the same time, But at the same time, I still respect the fact that there are people out there in Africa who are still hungry to make music that's going to potentially better their lives. But at the same time, I understand what you're saying. If people are now making music for the sake of fame, the sake of money, and it's not to be authentic per se, obviously, yes, it takes away the sound of what an African person would want to hear, or what an international person would expect to hear from an African. Do you
Okay.
know what I mean? But
So
I'm just saying that I get
so
your point of view.
let me
But
tell you
hey,
something. Let me tell you something. Say So by Doja Cat, right? Made $2.5 million in downloads and streaming.
hmm
Jerusalem by Master KG is on top of Say So on the global Shazam chart, the worldwide Shazam chart. How much do you think Jerusalem made?
no, Lord knows. So
But
I
if
got
it's
I have
if it's on the same chart position, a similar
I
chart
feel it
position
make less.
as Say So, and but either way, I mean, it must have made close to $2 million
Yeah,
or over.
must have.
You
Yeah,
understand? Because they're in similar chart position on the global, on the worldwide chart.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
So that's just one song, dude. Now, what I'm saying is that these South African rappers, if they're making American sounding hip hop, they will not make a song that will make that much money. They will not compete against the Say So, because what they don't understand is that Say So is making $2.5 million because there's an entire corporation, a machine in the States that is making sure that it's pumping everywhere, that it's being consumed, that it's
yeah.
being
Of course.
pushed on radio and everything else, that it's on the Billboard charts. And if you look at that chart of the highest grossing songs in South Africa and the world this year, you understand what I'm saying? The highest grossing
Mm-hmm.
song. If you look at that list, you'll see that those songs on that list are all from major record labels. You know, it costs a lot of money for these major record labels to put those songs on the top of the charts. Now, if you think about how much money they're making, if you're a major record label, and let's say the box is the highest earning song, right? If you're a major record label and from streams, you can earn $6 million of streams on the song. What is spending $500,000 on radio promotion?
Mm, mm,
What is
mm,
it? Because at the end of the day, you're still going to make $5.5 million profit. And that's what these guys are doing. What is spending $1 million on a music video?
mm.
I'll
I
spend
see
a
what you
million
mean.
dollars on a music video if I know that I'm going to make $6 million off the song. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to make $6 million off the song if I don't have $1 million music video. If I don't have Roddy Rich hanging out the ring like Vince Carter. You know what I mean? If I don't have
yeah.
those special effects, I'm not going to make that much money out of the song. So
No, I understand.
you as a South African artist who's trying to copy these American corporations, because you're thinking you're copying Roddy Rich, but what you're actually copying is the work that Atlantic Records is spending millions of dollars to actually deliver to your TV in Durban or wherever you are around the world. You know what I mean? They're spending millions of dollars to ensure that you can watch this and be inspired by this, and you're trying to copy a corporation that has millions of dollars to actually achieve this, and you don't have those millions of dollars. You're not going to go from South Africa just by sounding American and make it in the States. You're not, because you don't have the millions of dollars that are spent to make Roddy Rich the Box be number one on the Billboard chart for 12 weeks.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You're not even spending the amount of money that Atlantic was spending to get Stormzy to number one on the UK chart, which is a
Mm-hmm,
big
mm-hmm.
deal for a rapper to be number one on the UK chart.
No, of course,
It's a big
100%,
deal.
100%.
It's a big deal. And he would have not got there sounding American.
No, I see what you're saying. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Um, so the only other thing is, to be fair, I have no issues with Focalistic being number one, but I don't know if it's
What
just
is
me.
what is what is 20 million streams? What is 20 million streams when people have got a billion streams, dude? Huh? Do
Nothing.
you have your computer in front of you?
Yes,
Okay, can you Google 20 million seconds?
20 million seconds of streams.
No, seconds, just seconds.
20 million seconds.
Mm. In
Okay.
days. 20 million seconds in days.
In days?
Yeah, just 20, the number, million,
Yeah.
seconds in days.
In days. Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Yeah, that is it's a big number. Hold on. There you go. It's right there on the screen.
How many days is it?
Whoa, over 231. No, 232. No, 231. Yeah.
231, right?
Yeah.
Now, say 1 billion seconds in years. 1 billion seconds in years.
Oh, sorry. In
years.
It's 31. Well, no, it's 32. Yes, if you round it up.
32 years.
Yeah.
So we went from 200 and something days to 32 years. So
Yeah.
now compare those 20 million streams to 1 billion streams.
Of
That's
course.
the difference between a billion and a million.
Yeah.
So when people say, yeah, but he's got 20 million streams on Audio Mac, there are cats with billions of streams on Audio Mac, dude.
No, of course.
And those are the ones that really count. The guys who got 20 million streams, they're not scratching the surface. It's big in a South African context, but on a global context, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So again, their measurement of success are not even proper measurements of success. Do you understand that?
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
So they're not even scratching the surface. Like even with all the money that they're spending, all that they can yield, they can't even get themselves to the top of South Africa's streaming charts.
Yes.
Yeah, then if you were doing so well internationally, at least in your own home country, you should be number one.
Yeah, yes. No, I understand. But here's the thing, I want to move on now to Focalistic. Because you know what is for me with him, I have no issues with him being number one, because I know he's done a lot this year, But one thing I just wanted to really just to kind of point out is that for me, the one thing I like about Focalistic, he has a little bit of Ricky Rick in him, And when I say that, I'm talking about the way he is when he's performing his songs, and the way Ricky Rick is, you can just tell that Ricky Rick has done really well to be working with him, and that's what I feel like that's what's helped him really elevate his game. And
Ricky used to also imitate Americans, eh?
No, I know. Because Ricky Rick is someone that I watched carefully, and I noticed this guy. He was doing one thing, and then he realized what he needed to do. Once he done what he needed to do, that's it. His career was his path in the music industry was quite set. Obviously, he still does the American thing every now and then, a little bit, but not as much. But the main thing is he's now focusing more on the sound of Africa, may I say, rather than the American sound, which is good for him. And I can see that what he has done has, in my eyes, what do you call it? It has inspired someone like Focalistic to kind of go in that direction. I'm not saying they're the same artist. I'm just saying that there are similarities.
So Focalistic, right? Focalistic, right? Tweeted yesterday. He retweeted a tweet that he tweeted in 2018 on the 7th of December 2018. He said on the 7th of December 2018, he said, Base Hottest MC 2020 equals Focalistic. Did you see that tweet that he tweeted?
No, I didn't see it now, but go on.
Okay, yeah, well, go to his timeline. You'll see it.
Yeah.
If you go to his timeline. You know what I mean? Now, I want to know from you, do you know who was MTVBase Hottest MC in 2018?
Let's find out. MTVBase Hottest MC list 2018. Let's have a look. Okay, so 2018, it was Nota Nakai at number 10, Muesli at number 9, Ricky Rick 8, Anati 7, Shane Ego 6, Rouge 5, Cassper Nyovest 4th, Nasty 3rd, aka 2, and Quest number 1. Mm-hmm.
Who was number one?
Questa.
Now, that's what inspired Focalistic. He was sitting there watching that on TV and said, after seeing who was number one, said, I will be number one day.
Yeah, makes sense.
Now, the reason why he saw that, he saw a rapper get to number one by hopping on each and every single genre that was popping in South Africa and rapping on it.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's generally recognized and it's known that Amapiano is a derivative of Kwaito. Kwaito's resurgence was brought back about by South African hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
South African hip hop brought back Kwaito's resurgence. When South African hip hop adopted the Kwaito sound, Kwaito became cool again. Yeah. And that's what opened up the space for Amapiano to come in, because it became a cool sort of lounge music. You know, we're back into that sound. We're back into the Scoop sound.
Yeah.
You know? So by the time you've got songs like your Karakaras, your Ngutus, and everything else, everyone is down with this Scoop sound. You know what I mean? The slow down tempo and everything else. You know what I mean? So basically, we laid we paved the way for the piano wave to come about. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We paved the way for it. And the reason, the way in which we paved the way for it is that what came to replace that hip-hop Kwaito fusion was Gom. But the thing about Gom is that it had a very high tempo, a super high tempo. So on the dance floor, it became a battle between Gom and Amapiano. Gom was also another derivative, another derivative of Kwaito, but a much more high-paced Durban influenced. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's because of the Durban night culture and the nightlife.
Yeah.
But the whole war between Gom and Amapiano was like the war between fast-paced dance music and slower-paced dance music. But Amapiano was faster than the 45 BPM Kwaito. It was in the middle between the pace of Gom and, you understand what I'm saying? So all of these things influence each other. Culture influences each other, because one DJ DJs 1 hour of hip hop, the next DJ DJs 1 hour of Gom, the next DJ DJs 1 hour of Amapiano, and all these things intermingle. We're all drinking in the same spots. All these things come together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Absolutely, you know.
So that is where the community now influenced, you know, the sound of the music, and the hip hop community influenced the rise of Amapiano because it influenced the resurgence of Kwaito.
Okay, that's a positive for hip hop.
So that's a positive. So now, when Focalistic could then see a rapper who raps on trap beats, like your Noma Yinis, who sings on trap beats, like your Noma Yini, who raps on trap beats, like your Maibabo, who does your drum beats, like your Ziwa Murtu, all the features that were done that year, all the collaborations, all the different genres that were mixed into in that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All of those things basically opened up the doors for South African rappers to now be able to do everything, because South African rappers could not rap on Kwaito beats until Pro Kid did it first and made a hit with it, because there was a beef between Kwaito and hip hop. So when Pro Kid did a song called Sekele, where he sampled Doc Shebeleza's song Gets Getsa, he sampled Gets Getsa from Doc Shebeleza and then made a song called Sekele, right? And that became a big hit. And then for the first time, South African hip hop actually embraced Kwaito. They sampled the Kwaito song and made it a hip hop song. And the most revered and the most renowned South African lyricist at the time, who was Pro Kid, was the one who was doing it. So he opened the floodgates for everyone to continue doing that, you know? And we just carried on, you know, he passed the baton to us. We just carried on the torch. So that's another important thing that people don't note and people don't understand, because all they've seen is that, oh, this American style which was never really part of South African hip hop in the first place. It's something that's only come about in the last couple of years. It's
Yeah.
something that's only come about in the last couple of years. It's only come about since Juice Back.
Yeah.
That is what happened. That's what happened. As soon as we accepted it and we started praising it and everything else, you know, then we started accepting it and it started influencing everything that came after that, because people saw this as a blueprint to success.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what they've done. That's what they've done. And to basically break that blueprint and break that mold, for me, it was like, yo, a guy like Focalistic is very important for that, because he continues the stuff that I was, you know, directly doing myself, you know, a couple of years ago, and that I wanted to see inspiring other kids to do. And had it been for the media, the mainstream media, you would have thought that that wasn't successful. But because there are people like Focalistic who are able to continue it, it shows that it's a success. It shows that,
100%.
you know, this is the way to do it. And because of that, Focalistic now, you know what I mean, he's very important for the culture. The next thing you'll see is that because Focalistic is hottest MC, now a guy like 25K can believe that, hey, actually, I can be the next hottest MC. I'm also from PTA. You know what I mean? I can also take up my space there.
No, that's fair. That's fair. The only other question I wanted to ask is, how comes KO made it on the list but AKA didn't?
AKA didn't want to be on the list.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, he said that many times. He didn't want to be on the list.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Now, I remember once upon a time he said that unless I'm number one, I don't want to be on the list. The ego is real.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, I remember.
So
nah, this is crazy.
But at the same time, him not being on the list, you know what I mean, gave space for a guy like Yanga to be number 2 on the list.
So you're saying if AK had been on the list, Yanga wouldn't have been number 2?
It would have been harder to get him at number 2 on the list.
But if AK had been on the list, then arguably KO wouldn't have been on the list.
You understand?
Yeah, because the thing is, for me,
exactly, he would have dropped. He would have taken up someone's space, and someone would have dropped out, and that's what I'm saying. And that is the power of the exclusion of AKA, is that it showed you that by stopping for a second to think about the effects of putting a rapper who really the list does not make a material difference in their life anymore on the list. What purpose are you serving?
No, I completely agree with you saying.
Putting KO on the list, what purpose does it serve? Like, what point is it for KO to be on the list at number 10? Putting Ricky
no, there is no purpose, you know. It was just a curiosity.
Putting Ricky on the list, what purpose does it serve? These guys are bigger than the list.
But you know what, though?
They're bigger than the list.
Kostetich, though. How come Kostetich wasn't number 7 instead? Because if I look at the lady that's number 7 now, I don't understand how she's above Kostetich.
Kostetich, like I said, yes, Kostetich has made an impact, but his impact is more of like that Ifani type impact. It's very much gimmicky.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. Like, it's not something that you like, yes, cool, you know what I mean? He might be able to leverage his brand, might be able to grow, but it's not something that you'll be able to maintain for a long time. You know, the novelty is gonna wear off very
yes, quickly. But do you know what though?
So now, at the end of the day, remember, like I said, the reason why we had Busiso on the list was because they were forcing for female representation.
No, of course.
Me, I would rather she was on the list than put one of the people who are actually going out there to try to be a female rapper ahead of other female rappers by being the only female on the list. You know what I mean? For me,
I understand that.
No females on the list at all. But since we were forced to put a female on it, I didn't want now the only female to have I know what you mean. Higher prestige going into 2021 because, hey, I was the only female on the list. You know what I mean? She'd be shitting on the other females, and that's unfair.
But you know what though? You said that obviously people like AK, people like Ricky and KO who are on the list, that these guys are bigger than the list. So because they're bigger than the list, why couldn't they be replaced other people? Because when I think about
they could
the
have
fact
been,
that
but they could have been. That's what I was arguing for. That's what I was arguing for. But there were there were 5 other panelists.
okay,
You saw.
hold on. Forget about the 5 other people, okay? Because you know they're not here. But this is the thing now. I'm just going off what you just said here, okay? There's certain people on this list: KO, Rick, arguably even Casper, okay, who are technically bigger than this list because they've been there, they've done all that kind of mumbo jumbo. So therefore,
Exactly.
realistically, when you're looking at this list, and you're looking at the KOs, the Ricks, and the Caspers, they should have been removed. And then they should have been replaced with maybe another female that could have been D Koala, could have been Indigo Stella, and then maybe even replaced with someone else, you know?
No,
Because
maybe not Indigo Stella. The reason why you hype Indigo Stella is because she's easy to understand for you because she raps predominantly in English. But I mean, she's very much a Nasty C copycat.
she's just an example.
I know, but she's a very terrible example because she has not made an impact in South Africa. I can go to my petrol station right now and ask the guys that are filling up petrol who Indigo Stella is, and they have no clue. They have no idea. They have no idea what an Indigo Stella sounds like.
Well, we'll go back to D Koala then. We'll go back to D Koala.
At least with D Koala, you stand a higher chance.
What D Koala and